Hey kids, welcome back to Honestville. This episode's going up a little bit later than I would have hoped today because I spent the morning installing all of the many dependencies for the Modular Airport mod. What is it called again? I think it's the Heretic Modular Airport mod, and we are going to be playing with that mod today. So I'm going to dive into that as soon as possible. First, though, we're going to go through the name suggestions, which have been received in the YouTube comments. As usual, if you want your name to appear in Honestville, then submit a comment on one of the videos in YouTube, and we'll put it on there. Also, on the Honestville, on this week's streaming session, Honestville Extra, which is on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we essentially just spent some time building out this area here. If I recall correctly, it was mostly in that area, and I think maybe we did a bit over here as well. Kind of connected up some avenues, did some avenue upgrades in the central city. You can see the road network in the central city is getting to be a little bit more coherent. There is kind of a general lack of avenues in the west end of the city, so I think at some point we'll try and rectify that situation. But we'll keep working on it. So for the airports, the airport mod uses up, basically it's the size of a medium tile, and a medium tile is like 1/4 of the size of a large tile. That's the kind of minimum size we need for this. I'm thinking of maybe actually even doing a bigger one. And so it does have rail access, potentially. It can have rail access. So there's a couple choices. We could put the airport in South Ward, which is tempting, if I'm honest. We could also put the airport in Northwest Ward. Those two areas have rail connections. You know, I was thinking Northwest Ward, but at this point I'm actually almost thinking South Ward might be more interesting. Yeah, South Ward has kind of this highway access. Northwest Ward, if I put an airport in this corner, it's going to be hard to get the neighbor connection to this city. And similarly up here, Northwest Ward has less space because it has this sort of quarter of it is taken out by sea. So, I think South Ward might be an interesting place to put an airport overall. We could make a little highway spur that goes towards it. Of course, the airport in Honestville Central, I'm presuming we're going to probably delete that at sooner or later. But we shall see, we shall see. So first up, naming recommendations. I think, I'm just trying to see if we can do these in, one of them's a beach. Maybe we'll pop over to North Ward. I think there's a beach in North Ward. The load times won't be too bad here. I did notice that that airport mod has, it's kind of similar to the seaport mod. It has like a metric shit ton of dependencies. So it took a long time. Took a long time, and I am already I played around with it a bit on my own to get a feel for it, and very quickly realized that I was missing one or two. There's a couple of the things that it adds that we won't be able to build today because I have to go hunting down the dependencies. At least one of them, at least one of the links I followed was broken. So all in all, the majority of the parts of the airport work, and you're not even going to notice it, but there are a couple things that we're not going to be able to do. So, beach recommendation, back for some more. I recommended that I name a beach robber duck. I think is hilarious. What else have we got here? We've got a residential neighborhood recommendation, which we might be able to do in this tile as well. And I think there was one in Honestville Central as well. Let's see, are there any neighborhoods here that need a name? Broomfield Park, Stargazer Hill. This is all industrial neighborhoods. Actually, kind of looking like every neighborhood in this tile has names. I guess this whole area here doesn't really have a name. I just marked the census repository there because I'm always losing track of where I place those. Yeah, we'll take this neighborhood and we'll give it a name. Got, I think, 5 name recommendations this week, so that's fun. What was the name recommendation here? It was Trainminator requested Resident Sleeper as a name for a residential area, which I guess is a Twitch emote. Despite being someone who streams on Twitch semi-regularly, I am not super aware of the Twitch emote culture. I should probably I should probably get a better sense of some of those, because, you know, I should invite people to use them when I'm streaming. Let's see, what else we got here? Right. Next up, we're going to go to Honestville Central. Oh. Okay, I thought the game had crashed for a second there, which would have been surprising because it's been a long time. Oh, we're up to, I think, 750,000 in the regional population. So Patrick Mannion recommended that we name the Civic Square Citizens Square, which I think makes sense. I think if I recall correctly, he mentioned that that was the name of a civic square in an American city. Trying to remember which one. So here we go. Citizens Square, a great name. And we have, other than that, we have 2 recommendations for highway junctions, which we can do in the West End, I think. Here we go. Right, so Southwest Ward has this brand new highway interchange, which Festa Zombie recommended we name 7-Up Junction. I think that's hilarious. And then we have another excellent naming recommendation. A lot of jumping around, loading, and saving here, which is a little bit unfortunate because I know it takes time. But they are good. They are good recommendations, and I want to do them. The saving and loading that's taking a long time with my mod setup, I think. There's another junction here. Mao Ang Plano recommended that I name a highway junction after the members of the German electronic group Kraftwerk, which is excellent. I love Kraftwerk and their album Autobahn. And we're gonna take this one and name it. He gave me two. They gave me 2 naming recommendations. I'm gonna pick one. There was Ralph Hüttler and Florian Schneider. I like the idea of calling this the Hüttler. I don't have an umlaut on my keyboard right now. So Hüttler interchange, I think is great. Right. So now that we're in South Ward, we're gonna see if we can squeeze the airport into this tile. We're gonna need to flatten the terrain. It is a bit hilly here. That does occur to me. It is a bit hilly on the. I was thinking of trying to slide this airport in west of the rail line here. So if we're going to do that, then we should probably flatten the terrain, because as much as I'm a little bit fast and loose about... Oh, this is going to be annoying, isn't it? Because we don't have... Can we get God mode? This guy. Thank you. Yes, much better. Okay. Really need a large flat area for this. We're going to have a rail spur that goes to the airports. I had initially thought that we would need to go out to a neighboring tile to do the airport, but I then realized that these airports take up a medium tile, not a large tile, which is fine. I think real life airports are still a little bit bigger than these ones, but we'll let's see here. I think this should be enough space. This whole area here. And if we need to kind of curve the rail over, I'm trying to avoid flattening the edges of the map. There we go. The God mode just makes it faster. Right. We've kind of flattened that out here. Just kind of gonna get a sense of what we might have made a bit of an awkward valley here. I'm not sure. It's not that bad, actually. Yeah, I think it's good. Here we go. So, this airport is in a bunch of different pieces. It's really, really cool. As I mentioned, we are missing some dependencies, but it is very, very cool. I'm a big fan. I will try and remember. If I forget, please remind me. I will try and remember to link it in the description. So there's the 6 main pieces are in the airport menu here. We've got the Modular Regional Airport Control Tower and Runway Part 1, then Runway Part 2, Runway Part 3, Runway Part 4, and then the terminals. So, I'm kind of curious. Maybe we'll start with the terminals. Some of these lots are like subway enabled, and there's a rail connection. So, in some ways, I almost think we should start with the rail connection is going to go, I think, over in this corner. It's going to be as close as possible. So maybe, I think the terminal goes. Arrows should point. Oh, there is no arrow. Try and give ourselves as much space as possible here. It's a fairly expensive one to build. I'm kind of glad to build it in a city that already has money, so that I'm not I'm not going to worry about like deleting these and oh. Okay, where is the entrance? I think that the entrance there. Yes. Okay. Now let's take terminal part 2, or the middle part here, and we orient this so that it all kind of matches up. It's fairly easy to place. You'll notice that the grass is showing up a bit weird because it is subway enabled, so that goes there. That's the main entrance to the terminal. Okay, and then we take this piece here. This is really, really cool, and there's a bunch of like, I'll show you the menus. There's like, kind of similar to the seaports, there's like a million little pieces so that we can actually kind of reorganize this in a sort of custom way. Here we go. So that's our terminal. And I would love if at some points this airport expanded and had like more than one terminal. That would be really, really cool. Okay, now I found it easier when I did it last time if we, first of all, I think we have to just give ourselves, make sure that this is really nice and flat up here. Because the thing is, this actually is kind of slope enabled in a way that it sort of hugs the terrain. So I built one without smoothing the terrain, and it was really funny because it basically you know, was a lumpy airfield, which is pretty funny. So I think that goes that way. Yeah, you can see that everything lines up. Those little yellow lines all line up. The airplanes, I guess, this is where their gates are. How many gates does this terminal have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. A fairly big airport terminal. I don't know if it's to scale. I wonder. Kind of looks like it's more or less to scale, which is really, really cool. Back to the airport view here. Let's grab part 2. The arrow points down. Figure it out. Yep. Okay. Then part 2 gets put in. Part 3 gets put in here. And then there's some other pieces that we can squeeze into the arrow points down. Line it up perfectly. Goes there. Quite a long runway. Looks like a. I don't know. I'd be curious if someone wants to. Someone wants to look up the length of a standard runway for an international airport, because this one is something like 1 kilometer long, and that kind of makes sense to me anyway. I'm now wondering whether I had this idea that another runway would be placed kind of this way. I'm now wondering whether our terminal might get moved. I don't mind deleting. I'm gonna drop a save. Yeah, we've got $6 million. I can afford to do this however many ways I want to. I'm kind of curious if I can extend this. If this is a taxiway here, it'd be kind of interesting to have a second runway going this way eventually. You know what? Let's just focus on building the one airport, the one runway for now. And we can sort of see how it behaves and decide later if we want to add things to it or extend it. See all these fences? These car rental ones don't work. These car rental ones are missing dependencies, and I have a feeling that one of the dependencies they're missing is the one that I was unable to download. But I will double check at some point. There's a building missing here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. At Jenks Airport, Aviscar. Something's missing, right? All these have jobs, which is kind of cool. They provide a fair amount of jobs, I think. I think the terminal here. Maybe not. I thought they had jobs. Well, no big deal. Next up, we have in the fire menu here, we're supposed to have a fire station. There we are. Where does this one go? I think it goes... that's not quite right. Oh, it goes the other way. Fire station. The arrow points down. This is the... I think this is a functional fire station that also provides... That is mainly, I guess, for you know, fire protection for the airport, which makes sense. It does make sense to have a fire station. Yep. Cool. So it's got it's quite a large fire station. I don't know what is its rate. Does it have a radius? I think it does. Yeah, that's the rate. It's got a huge radius. Love it. Love it. Okay. Next up. In the transportation menu here, we go to rail, and we have 2 new train stations for this airport. One of these might be able to be used for other purposes. This is the passenger rail terminus. I think goes like this. I'm gonna leave. Does that make sense? Yes, this is the passenger rail terminus. I'm wondering... Yeah, I think that's definitely where that goes. Curious, how does this all connect up? Presumably there is... That's the rail station itself. And I think this has... Let's take a look here. I think this has subway connections. The idea is the rail goes into a tunnel. So I'm curious... whether the... Oh, I get it. I guess maybe the idea is that we connect these by subway. Not sure. I am not sure whether that is how that works. I'm sure someone will either comment or I will do some more research, but I think the idea is that the train goes underground and then just kind of keeps going so that you could presumably get off at the station here or get off directly at the terminal or something. I'm not sure. Or it just, that's the sort of station terminus of it. Does this have a... Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here that indicates a way connection. It's a rail station. So I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if that works or how it works. There might be... This mod has, as you might imagine, has sort of... Ooh, what's this? Oh, cool. Okay, that's just come with the parking garage bus stop. Wow, okay, so this is just some other dependencies that have ended up kind of shipping with this. Oh, there's a single track rail. Cool, so we got some other goodies that have come with this that we can use in other circumstances. I think that rail tunnel might come in handy sometime. I'm genuinely curious now to see what else has been added, if anything else has been added to this menu. I think that's it. Okay. Now, we have a freight rail terminal. Also very cool, which is this guy. Freight rail terminal, understandably goes closer to... Is that where it goes? No, I think we've done it backwards there. It should go closer to the airport, so the arrow points the other way. Where is it? Here. Yeah, so unfortunately we will not be able to place the car rental places. I guess this is a... Just assume that there are car rental other... Oh man, are you kidding me? Come on now, there we go. No, the arrow points south. Okay. Ah. Right, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So we've got 2 freight terminals, or 2 freight gates, or whatever you want to call them, there. Now, I'm kind of curious. The idea is, I don't know if those roads connect to the road network. Interesting to see. There are a couple of other things here that have come with this, like the fences, which will be fun to play with elsewhere. And then we have like all of these kind of modular pieces, which I don't even know if I want to open this can of worms today, but there are all sorts of modular connections here, some of which are U-Drive it enabled, some of which are, like, it's a whole world. It's a whole bloody world of a different mod. Like I said, none of these branded car rental places work for now. There's a heliport. What does this look like? Out of curiosity. This is just sort of a separate thing, isn't it? So maybe we won't have a heliport for now. I want to look at... I think we're going to use avenues here. I want to look at some of these roads some of these are, I think, transit-enabled roads. Or not. I think they're one-way. Yes, you can see there's arrows on them. Okay, that looks like a two-way. I'm almost curious to know whether we can get away with using the network widening mod. Is this an avenue? How does this connect? Probably road, eh? Well, that one doesn't work, does it? But, another one-way. It is, which is strange, because that to me looks like a two-way road. Well, that's fine. I'll leave it as is for now. That all connects up nicely. I believe this airport is designed for the European set of roads, so it is going to look maybe slightly awkward with some of our road textures here, but I'm not worried about it. There's like a parking garage of sorts. So looks like we have sort of gone up the edge here. Let's see if I'm able to flatten this out here. Okay. Good. Let's go around the whole edge here. I think yeah, this is all flat. I'm fine with this. Oh, we need to have a road connecting to that as well. The control tower. Oh, get this. That. Because what we're going to do is... this. I don't necessarily want it to be an avenue all the way around, so I'm hoping that... Can we do this? That's fine, yeah. That makes sense to me. Be a road over here. In fact, it really only needs to go here, doesn't it? I don't know why. It seems as though it only allows the one-way roads to connect. Okay, that one just doesn't connect at all. That's fine. Kind of tempted to disconnect this. I don't know. I need to find a solution so that we don't have roundabouts at the end of every single dead end road in the entire city. It gets a little bit tiresome. Some crosswalks here. It's not obviously not super efficient, but in terms of traffic, but there should be lots of ways to access this. Now, in terms of rail, I think most of the space in here is going to be kind of occupied by this rail here. Kind of weird to have two rail lines coming in here. I'm not sure what I'm not sure why you would have 4 tracks in total leading into this station for an airport of this size, but I'll buy it. Let's do a thing where we curve this down like that. And essentially what I was thinking of doing actually was... Ooh, sucks. And this bloody rail... I was hoping to do something like this. But it's not looking like it's going to be possible. Maybe we need to find a puzzle piece for this. I knew that I wanted to spend most of it, pretty much a whole episode actually, on this airport, because there's going to be lots of little cosmetic stuff that we can do around it. So, a very cool mod. Fractional angle. Wide radius switches. Should definitely be using some of these pieces. Turnouts. What are these? This could be an interesting approach. Does it turn out for the freight? I don't particularly want the freight to be running on a whole separate line for the time being. Let's see if we can maybe fit one of those in or something. I want to see what the other options are too. Ooh, that's cool. Probably put some cosmetic freight type pieces in the middle here. Maybe some industry. Do we need any roads? Oh, we do need a road connecting up there, don't we? That's going to be kind of challenging. Might have to use, I don't know if we can fit a flup in this. Because I would really rather not have a road that's... I know what we'll do. Forgetting it's T for tracks is the shortcut, is the keyboard shortcut. Come on now. Thank you. Go. Then this guy can just go. There is actually there is a transition piece or turnouts. Let's just see what we got here. Does that make sense? Having that one like there? Possibly. I don't know if that makes sense to me. Not sure why. Yeah, I don't think that actually makes sense. Just take that piece out. Not sure what that's for. No, those are... It's essentially for some kind of siding or something, right? Okay. Angle. So what I think is going to happen is, we do a flop under this diagonal bit here. Could such a thing be possible? Or, oh, this is a fence, isn't it? Oh, then never mind. We do not need road crosses this rail. We could, however, have, considering that it's kind of this is sort of the freight spur, we could have some, oh, there is a road connection there, isn't there? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll have that. But we could do a flop. I think we can fit a flop in here. Think so. We shall see. We shall see. Looks good to me. Do we have diagonal one in this one or the next one? Done one of these in a while. Aha. Okay. Yeah, it does make sense to have traffic be kind of as fluid as possible in this whole structure. That way we've got access here. We can put some medium density or the high density probably, because we'd rather it be high-tech industry, I think. And do that, and got some of those cosmetic lots that I think, are they in here? Yeah. A concrete block, straight wall section with dumpster. Trying to remember how this works here. Get a little corner bit here going here. Diagonal wall section. Where's the corner wall section? Corner wall section. We need an entrance here. There it is. Maybe I just want to fill out this space, you know, with some of the other lots that we have here. It occurs to me that there is a fence along the northern edge here, so we don't necessarily need this brick wall to have the corner pieces. So straight wall section. Oh, is there an L-shaped one, I wonder? No, straight wall section here. No, there we go. I wonder if there's one that... I guess that's kind of... Yeah, we're just going to go like this. We'll put the corner section there. That's perfect. Perfect! And then we can put some of the nifty container dudes and stuff. Corner section. Let's grab this one and put the dumpster in it just for kicks, because I love having the dumpster in here. It's pretty funny. Get some sort of eye candy going there. Now I want a straight wall section there. It's essentially just an additional parking lot for freight workers or something. Look like. I don't know whether I'm going to want to keep these here, but I'm just going to put a mix of them in and we'll see how we feel about them. It's starting to look kind of cramped. It would be kind of hard to get in here and park and stuff. But it's either that or we just put empty space. Let's put a few empty lots in there just for good measure. That's the dumpster one. Containers, concrete blocks. One with containers. The containers don't look right there. The containers are more for like a port area, I think. Okay, there we go. That's kind of cool. It looks better when you zoom out, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Just kind of filling out that little industrial area there. And yeah, let's now reconnect up the rail here. Where's the... Oh, it's down here. It's going to be a spur. I'm going to find a nice wide curve. Connect this all up very nicely. Fractional angle curves, what do they look like? I don't think we want this. I know that's a bit crazy. Also going to make it very hard to work with. Curious. There are some longer ones here. This guy here. And we'll put in some kind of split here. That's going to be in turnouts, I think. Aha! Bingo. I think that's correct. Nope. Okay. Needs to go back one. Needs to sit like right there. Back one. How can I mark this? Okay. Turnouts. Funny, this is an airport episode, but I end up doing a bunch of this rail stuff. Pretty normal. Oh. Is that where I want? Yes, indeed. Thankfully, the slope seems to be behaving reasonably well. Yeah, looks pretty nice to me. I think that looks pretty nice. We could have had this be kind of a more standard turnout like that. Yeah, it might be better to do that. Let's because it's actually cramping that road too. So let's rethink this here a bit. In fact, that's going to mean that I'm going to have to redo that curve, which is fine, as long as I don't fuck up the turnout. Okay, so it's just further down in the turnout menu here. This. Perfect. Now we'll find our nice curve again. Hitting the page up button instead of the end button. Recurring problem. Here we are. Boom! Looks great. Everything is all connected up nicely. The fence that goes around the whole edge of this. Not much possibility, unfortunately, of expanding this because of the way the fence is. I think we'd have to sort of build... You can basically, with all of the modular pieces, you can basically build this whole thing from scratch. So we're going to go with the, you know, the kind of pre-built one for now. But at some point in the future, probably on the Twitch channel, I will almost definitely be playing around with building one of these sort of from scratch. Now, next bit. This airport needs some kind of highway access. And so we have a highway that comes down here. I think what we're going to do is... Maybe this highway just has a spur that goes over the rail and turns into this avenue. What I'm thinking is like this avenue here. Let's have an avenue that... An avenue that leads straight to the terminal. Like this. And like that. With a flop under the rail. I am quite happy with this new airport arrangement. It's very, very cool. Fairly easy to work with too. The dependencies are a bit of a bitch, you know. We're all we've all been there basically. It is a hassle to deal with, but it is a fact of life in this game. But all in all, there weren't that many that were missing or problematic, as far as I know. It's a little bit of an older mod. I don't know, maybe it was 2012 or something. So it's definitely, you know, there are definitely parts of it. I don't know whether we're gonna have issues. There's something I haven't read yet. There's something about the, there is something that apparently does not work properly, like the airport shuttles or something. I need to look that up. There was a forum post that I was advised to read, which I did not read. And we'll see. If I run into issues at some points, I'm sure I'll be able to resolve them. So I like the size of it. It's going to be kind of visible from the regional view. in a way that the small airports are just not really. And that's fine. I don't know how this is going to work in terms of. I don't know if we can do. I wonder. We can do diagonal. We can, of course, because it's on a. We can actually turn this into an interchange here. So there'll be an exit there, but there are actually going to be a highway ramp system that feeds directly into the highway. So if you're on this avenue here, you just kind of keep going and drive from the city, or you can get off directly off the highway and go to it. That's the plan. Don't think can do. I'm not sure whether we're going to be. We might want to actually cross this avenue on a straight there, but I guess I'm getting into highway construction. If I run into any you know, annoying challenges, basically making this interchange, I'll abort mission and we will continue. I'll fix this after, but I'd like to try and do it quickly. It's gonna be fun to kind of plan the whole transportation network to serve this airport all at once, kind of like we did for the other airport, the original Honestville airport. Okay, so this is not actually. We're gonna have to move this all here. Got the curve again. There. That's it. Up. And connect that up. Right, this is going to be a bit of a weird one in terms of a ramp system here. It's got to go. I got to put ramps in. And I got to get the highway elevated so that it can go over the avenue. I don't know if it's going to work. We will see. Flex ramps. There are a couple of flex ramps that do work with RHW2 on the diagonal. This one even, I think. Yeah. So, like there. Let's put it closer, actually. Flex ramps. Oops, wrong. A1 is what we want, I think. Put it as close as we can, like there, and there. I don't know if those are actually lined up perfectly, but not too worried about it, to be honest. Then we need the diagonal one that does height transitions. Not these. Flex height. This one. I think that'll work. Being a bit funny about the slope there, so let's cause for some concern. Might have to flatten things out a bit, which as I've mentioned, I am not going to do that today. Okay, I'll reorganize. This is a far longer elevated portion than we actually need for the purposes of what we're doing here. Probably what I should have done is put the flex height guys right up close here. Flex heights. Like so. And I'll fix the other side of this. Just kind of want to make it functional for now. Also, yeah, we've got some weird level stuff going on here. I'll make this function, and I want to also kind of make sure that it sort of works. Let's just put in the ramp system here. You know, this is kind of cool. I haven't done an exit system that functions on the diagonal like this, diagonal crossing diagonal. So kind of happy with it. Happy to be experimenting with it. Let's put it that way. Flex ramps. Turn this guy. And like that. Again, it's a bit weird to line. I find it kind of visually challenging to line them up on the diagonal, but I'm also not that concerned about it. And we'll see how it works to get these guys to kind of connect. Ooh, what's on there? Wow. Okay, I guess that works. That's. Yeah, I am going to make this smaller. It's too large for my liking. But other than that, it will. I'll move the pieces around off screen or on Twitch. See here. Oh yeah, we can have it closer together as well. The curve can be earlier there. Yeah, I think I like that. Anyway, we'll rework that. I'll do some detail work on this exit system later. In the meantime, though, I would like to have a spur of this highway that sort of goes straight to the airports. And where do I want to do this? I have an exit. Before this narrows to 2 lanes, for sure. An exit maybe here. I'm going to go diagonal across here. In order to make this work, we're going to need to turn this into one-ways. Ah, there's another road connection there that I missed. Here we are. This, and that's going to end up becoming RHW. I guess it's going to be RHW. Let's delete some of the excess here. We only need like that much. RHW2 or 4 or whatever it's called. Yep. It's really a dedicated highway. Dedicated highway spur that's just for the airports. And we'll follow right along this rail here so that we're not really using up land unnecessarily. Gonna have to go elevated along here somewhere. Get over the rail. We'll use the flex height diagonal again, which, you know, I've always been kind of weird about using these diagonal ones, but they seem to work pretty well overall. That's where they need to be. Again, I'll do some detail work on this whole system off screen. And we can probably get these closer to the rail, I think. One of them might stay, one of them is going to... Now, what do we need here? We need this one going there. This one's going to come up in there. Yep. And there might be... I'll make a spur of it that... So let's keep this one on the... That's not going to work. We're going to need to cross over. We're going to need to sort of veer this over this way. That works. I'll rearrange this off screen. I really will. I don't want people to think that this is going to be kind of as messy as it is here. But I'm just kind of laying out the groundwork for this. Probably on this Monday's Twitch stream, we'll come back here and we'll do some detail work in this tile. What I want now is the one that has 2. Man, it is so annoying when there's like even the slightest slope. It's like impossible to see what these ramps are. That's what I want. 6S L0 to L4. there. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Right. I'm not gonna complete this right now. I'm really not gonna complete this right now because I'm seeing right away what I'm gonna have to do. This is gonna be a 2-lane highway. It's gonna change to 2 lanes here at this highway, at this airport junction. Basically, that's what's gonna happen. Also, this is the wrong exit system. But let's at least plot this out, and then that way, when we come back and work on it later, we need this one. Correct. And this needs to have the flex height. There will be nicer ways to do this. I'll probably use like a flyover or something. There will be a nicer way to do all of this. But basically that's the gist of the plan here. This needs to connect up. In fact, yeah, we can have it go straight across and meet up that way. If this exit ramp here. We'll see. And then we can put another flex height guy here. That's going to go straight like this with the exit ramp here. So, you'll notice that this exit system only operates in kind of one direction. I don't think it's going to be like a Y interchange. It's really just to and from downtown, the airport. We'll see. I'm not sure how we're going to organize this. It's what I want is this guy. Kidding me? There we go. Get this in the right spot. Jesus. What is it not liking? Aha! Ah, it's the bloody slope, isn't it? Yeah, okay. This is going to be one of those ones that I need to fix off screen because I don't mind. I mean, I'd like to finish it though. That's the thing. Yeah. Tell you what's going to happen here is something like this. All right, thank you. Okay, so I started fixing up some things off screen and actually got a little bit carried away with the road network here, and so I've kind of organized the entire road network around the airports. We're going to end this episode here because it is getting a bit long. But just to give you guys a sense of what I did, basically I've looking at the size of this airport, it's very important that we have as many ways as possible to get around it. It's going to be a major impediment to traffic, so especially east-west traffic here. So I've got the highway here that comes out. There's a little ramp system that goes over there and joins up with this road. That road then goes all the way up here and meets up with that highway intersection there. This avenue here crosses across there, goes under the rail, goes under there, and then there's another ramp system there. I would almost like to maybe do another ramp system here if possible. If I can squeeze one in here or something and have it connect up with this avenue, then I'll consider it. But you know, I'll be doing some more work on that. I want as many ways as possible to get to and from the airport, and especially around the airport, so that the neighborhoods in this direction and to the south don't kind of get stuck. But it's starting to flesh out. So you know, this avenue here, we've got an avenue that cuts clear across the middle of the map. This one curves around here, joins the airport as we saw before. But yeah, there's probably another side to this ramp system here might be a good idea, even if it goes, even if I have to jog this rail over or something. We'll see. I might have to do something there to squeeze it in there. But it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I did a little bit of work on fixing curves and stuff like that. The road network is kind of oriented now around this large obstacle. One last thing I want to do. I realized that we have a subway line here. So we do have a subway line in this city, and I don't know whether this is going to stay as a subway or whether it's going to go above ground. I have a feeling I'd like to have it go above ground, but I think what we can do is actually, I'm just going to do it quickly here. I'm not going to, but we can basically have the airport be the terminus of this subway line, which I think is really cool. I don't know whether these stations function in a sort of multimodal way properly or not, or whether I'm going to have to make a separate subway station. But either way, it would be really, really cool if you could take the subway from the central city directly to the airport along this line. And I'm imagining that this line will actually come above, and you know, most of this area here will actually be an above ground line, but we shall see. It may just stay underground like that. We shall see, and there'll be a couple of stops along here. But I think that's a really cool idea to have this be the airport, the subway terminus, the spur of the highway that goes here turns into this avenue, and yeah, so yeah, it might be worthwhile. If people coming in from this side here, they just get onto this avenue and go to the airport, so I'm not too worried about them. But anyway, let's before we quit here, let's drop a save. Take a quick look at this airport, how it looks is from a sort of a bird's eye view from space, from the air anyway. It's much more visible. Next time I do one of these, I've been kind of improvising this as we go along here, and I've kind of slid it into a slightly awkward space. It was important to me that it be connected to the rail network. I would like to try and use the modular nature of this to make an even bigger airport, an airport that would have, you know, kind of an L-shaped one, or with multiple runways. And so at some point in the future, I'll experiment with that. But for now, you can see that at the very least we have kind of multiple routes. We got this avenue here that connects up to Southwest Ward. This area here, I imagine, is going to be kind of an agricultural area on the fringe of the city, because it doesn't have very good connections into the city here. So we're going to be doing some agriculture probably next episode. Don't want to make promises I can't keep, but probably next Friday we'll be doing that. And on Monday's Honestville Extra, we will continue to fill out these areas here, work our way around and start filling out these areas and the areas near the airport. I'm imagining this is going to be a kind of an industrial park near the airport. So it'll be lots of fun. The city is really coming along. We're up to 780,000 inhabitants. Really coming along. So I'm going to end this episode here because it's getting way too long. But see you next time. Ciao.